Welcome to London's craziest gangster with me, Mr. Fish. If angels fly and devils die, how come I'm still alive? Well, as you know, I've got to move and so I've got to come to the council to sort it all out. And I'm here now, but it's funny because the council I have to come to the same council that I had to that I robbed, and in 2006, and they called it the Great Tranny Robbery. And so coming back here now just reminded me of that event. And it was quite mad because my mate, he came and gave me the job. But when I came, I had to wear, I told you, a pair of skin people shorts and a pink gangster hat like this, a big one. Just so I need to come and do the logistics and surveil the place. Yeah? So when I came, as I told you, great big pink banner, skimpy little shoe, gold chain. So when I came in, the security went like, I'll have a look at this one, which was exactly what I wanted them to do. So crash how's your farmer? I suddenly realised, crash, that this job's going to be a bit more difficult than what we thought because there's two security and two reception by the front door. So crash, I thought, well, how are we going to bypass that? And so in order to do that, yeah, I was asking all the old school villa, all of them, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? How can I do it? But no one couldn't give me an answer. And so crash, I went on. All right, then I got a grammar gear, shut all the curtains. And I was going all through the books, MI5, CIA, government books, Winston Churchill, all the books where they've been in operations. And someone in Scrubs had given me a book by Andy McNabb, and I'd never read it. And I opened it up, the SAS, he writes SAS stories, and I opened it up and crash. On the first page, it said Women of Valor. Now, when it said Women of Valor, this took me back a bit because I was like, well, you don't get women in the SAS. Well, you don't, do you? How many of you all out there have ever seen women in the SAS? Think about it. Never did. So it really, when I saw that heading, I thought, I've got to read this. And it said to me, only where a man, without the correct identifications, papers couldn't go, could a woman go, yeah? And the Germans wouldn't give a second glance. Oh my crap. How's your father? Bang, boom. Yeah. So I went, right, that's it, boys. We're going as women. And they thought I was off my nut. So did I. But mate, so I got my mate's bird. She dressed me up. Silicone implants, mate, size D. Just the security to look. Suspenders. Flowery dress on a wig. I told you I thought I looked like Naomi Campbell, but it looks like I ended up looking like Naomi Shamble. So anyway, crash. We cut in. I've got in the wages office. And remember, I told you it's not the crime that gives you the sentence. It's the words you use. And so I had it all planned that the words I would use is, I'm not doing it out of criminality. I'm doing it because my house is being repossessed. So I'm doing it out of desperation, not criminality. And that way, hopefully, the crime, the sentence could be reduced. So crash, I've got in the wages office, but as I'm going in the wages office, one of the staff is coming out, and he says, "Oh, can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, staff." I bolted it. So he looked back to, I presume, the manager, and he said, "Oh, do you know him?" I mean, her. I was a him before her, and I was a her before him, after him. So anyway, Crash, how's your father? Um, he said, no, but now at this point, I know I'm going to have to pull out the gun, you know, so because cover's blown. So I pulled out the gun and pulled him back in the office. But as I've done so, what has happened is Crash, another member of staff, is on the phone. And so Crash, how's your father? I've heard her say, we're being raided, we're being raided. So now I want to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? Well, I'm thinking, well, I'm in anyway, so Crash. Might as well go. I'm staying, let's do it, you know what I'm saying? So now you have to realise, I know there's £200,000 in the vault, okay? But when I've asked for the guy, the man, for the money, he obviously thinks I'm just a liar. So he's come running at me, and this is a scandal, how much can you handle? He's come running at me with £400 in pound coins. Now, remember how I said to you, it's not always the crime you get the sense for the words you use. And I was going to say that my house is being repossessed, and that's why I'm committing the crime. Well, because he's come at me with £400 in coins, I now think this is a scandal. How much can you handle? So, Crash, I've gone, open the fucking vault before I blow his fucking nuts off. 99 years, IPP. You couldn't make that. So, anyway, I've got the money, 194 grand, and I've come out here. Yeah, come out here. Yeah, which is the reception. But remember, I told you she has made a phone call alert that she's being raided. So, as I've come out of the wages office, all of the staff have gathered up outside. So about, say, 200, 300 people. So as I've come out, I went, hi. I've gone like that. Hi. So anyway, there, and I've then gone out, and I'm like, I've got to meet my getaway driver. Now, you have to realise, you know, the plan was, so you know, the actual plan was, okay, Kensington Chelsea Town Hall is in the middle of 3 police stations, yeah, and it's the richest borough in the country. So Crash House your father. The plan was this. Let two black guys do the robbery, yeah? So I go on my own, meet the getaway driver who's black on the motorbike, get to the van where there are 2 white guys waiting for the van. As we get to the van, they can put the van in the motorbike into the van. Now the reason this is very important was because we knew that the police helicopter, which is just down the road in one, will come up. And so we knew we had to get the bike off the road as soon as possible, otherwise they'll be looking for the bike and then, you know, where we got. So that was the plan for the 2 guys put the motorbike into the van, so the van disappeared. And then we had 2 white guys that would take the black guys. But the black guys would lay on the back seat of the car, and they would be covered with boxes. And so that way, any of the police car coming in who were looking for teams of 2s and 3s, they would think it was a single driver and just ignore us, yeah? So we had it all done pucker. Well, I had it all done pucker. And then what happened was that I came out, I looked at my getaway driver, and he stood there frozen. At this point, I don't know why, so I'm looking around. Now, I've seen 2 policemen coming. I think he's froze. You see the old bill, but what I didn't know, the motorbike, he couldn't start it for some reason. Yeah? So I'm now looking at this kid, and like I told you, I never like to use married men or men, single men who've got girlfriends and family. I don't do that because I always say once you have kids and family, you know, once you do that, then Crash, you know, it's very difficult on a visit. It makes your sentence twice as hard. And for me, I always, no matter what I do, no matter what, I always ask myself one question. Fish, are you prepared to go to bird? Can you do something? That's the first thing I ask myself because that's where it all ends. Do you know what I mean? If you don't ask yourself that, what's the point? And so crash. Anyway, I looked at this kid and I thought, another problem I had with him, I'd never worked with him before. And the problem is, if you pull a gun on old Bill, which as I told you, we don't really harm old Bill, but they got their job, we don't point guns at them. But I thought, even if I did, you remember, you point a gun at old Bill, then the sentence is starting 10 upwards, isn't it? 50. I thought, would he really be able to handle that? Or will he snap under pressure and grass, So I couldn't take that risk because there were so many other people involved. So I thought, let me run towards the old Bill. I got faith in me. I'm fit. I know how to do it. So I run, got past them, hit the gun of money, and I actually had hit for about a minute. Then someone pointed me out. So the old Bill come up. I managed to push one out of the way, get past. And I got past him. I went to run across the road, and a black cab. Can you believe this? This is a scandal. How much can you handle? Crap, yeah. A black cab has hit me, and it ain't stopped. So anyway, still got up. Yeah, still. I'm on it now. I'm on it. Crash out of your body. I'm on it. So I got up and I run again. But the old Bill were chasing me now, screaming, stop. And 5 builders, I think they're Polish, jumped me and stopped me. So the old Bill come on now, crowds. And I was laughing because remember the Asian man that was getting kicked and stomped on at Heathrow Airport? This is what I was telling you. They coming out, the armed builder there, they're staring all over me. Where's the gun? I'm saying, I ain't got it. They're staring all over me, mate, I was in bits. Anyway, they realised I didn't have the gun. They took the dress off of me, so I'm in the middle of the road in silicon implants, suspended. Oh mate, I don't know, ginger wig, no black wig. Oh mate, it was all over. So anyway, they then decided to take me to hospital because I've been run over. So I went to hospital, and what made me I'm handcuffed to the trolley. I got 4 MP5s around me, and they didn't take me in the emergency way. They took me in the normal way, so everyone could laugh their bollocks off. That was hilarious. So anyway, crash out your father. Once I'd been seen in the hospital, I went to Hammersmith Police Station, and flying squad wanted to interview me. You got to remember, flying squad are not like are sort of the henchmen of the police. You know what I mean? They deal with the armed robbers. They deal with the heavy stuff. And so I went for the police interview, and it's not funny because I told her, hold my hands up. You got me. You got the dress. Like, I'm guilty. So you got to think of damage limitation. I said I've done it on my own. They was suspicious, and they didn't. You couldn't have done it on your own. But anyway, I kept that story there, and then they asked me to grass up my boy. And I said to the officer, look, grass it up like it. And first of all, he took me outside, and I need everyone to know, he took me outside like you're not on camera, you're not microphone. You have to remember, everywhere in a police station, everywhere, it's microphone everywhere there. So he said, look, we're off camera now, there's no microphones. You can give me the names now. And I said to him, listen, Gov, you know what, with respect, you got me, you got the dress. I said, to give you my boys, come on, girl. To give you my boys would be like giving the English to the Germans. Come on, man. And he said to me, you know what, Fisher? You're going to do it a long time. I said to him, listen, mate, I'd rather do 15 years in hell and come out and hold my head up high than 5 years in paradise and never be able to look at my boys or people again. Come on. That's really what you're saying when you grass your mates. That's what you're doing. You're ruining your life if you're in the game. If you're not in the game, it's a different game. So, Crash How's your father. Crash How's your father. Um, they took me to Wimbledon. No. So I said, given if I was to give my boys to you, it'd be like giving the English to the Germans, yeah? And you know what he done? That's what I always say, he put it down, he said, you know what, Fish, you're a man of valour, respect. And that's what people need to understand. The police are out at themselves, you know? They don't like grassy because they're out at themselves, you know? They go, they arrest you, find 5 kilos, turn up in court with 2, or 5, 10 kilos, turn up in court with 5. You know what I'm saying? They're out at themselves, you get me? So they don't like grasses. Yeah. So anyway, after that, they decided to take me to Wimbledon court. Now, you have to remember, the judicial system all seems fair. No, it's not. It, it's rigged against you, and if they want you, that's it. So I should have gone to Hammersmith Magistrates Court, but because France will nick me and they want to get me, they've been after me a while. They took me to Wimbledon Court, which is their court. So you have to remember, Isleworth, Wood Green, these are their courts where they talk to the judge. They're all in it together. You understand? And when I went to
number 127.
you're not right.
Please go to desk 10.
Right, get ready. Yeah, I've got to go. I do apologise. Let me. I'll do part 2 in a minute.